I talked about the PS1 version of Simba's Mighty Adventure, and now it is time for me to talk about its Game Boy Color version. In comparison to the PS1 version, this game is much more similar to the OG game. You have one button for jump, one button for claw attack, and one button for roll. You can grab the edges of the platforms. While moving, you can push the down button to roll. And there also is a roll meter. It is almost one-to-one with the 16-bit game, except we have the claw attack from the start of the game, and your health bar is much longer, so you can take quite the beating before dying. No for hit death nonsense, and there is no need to roar in this game, and also it's more explore based than the other games. And repeat with me, we start the game at the beautiful savanna of Outlands, but this time it's after the everything the light touches scene. It is where Simba pounces on Zazu, but this time you should help Simba to find Zazu and pounce on the poor guy. There are stars that you can collect. 100 of them give you an extra life. In the PS1 version, you had 5 words to collect to form the name Simba, but here instead you should find 5 puzzle pieces that will shape the painting of Simba. You can find bugs to fill your health bar, and Simba heads to get an extra life. The enemies of this level are bugs, chameleons, and snakes, and they can all be dealt with in the same way. You either jump on them, or attack them with your claws, or roll down to kill them. At the end, you will find Zazu. You should stay at the down left corner and don't move. Wait for Zazu to finish his flying and land on the floor, and then jump on him. Do it 3 times and the level is over. There are 4 mini-games in this game, and by collecting all the puzzle pieces of a level, you can play one of them. The first one is called Catch the Worms, and you play as Timon in it. You should grab worms from the holes and put them in a tree. Each time you lose a worm or Pumbaa eats them, you lose a point. Lose 10 points and the minigame is over. Each worm gives you a star. And here I realized they had very young kids in their mind while making this game. It's really easy. This game actually has a level for the Can't Wait to Be King scene, and I have already ran out of important things to say. Enemies of this level are monkeys that throw rocks at you, and also frogs that can shoot at you, and piranha fishes that come out of the water sometimes, and also crocodiles that you can use as a platform when their mouth is shut. Another minigame in which you play as Timon. This time you are playing tennis against Pumbaa. You can go left and right and use a button to serve and hit the ball. Each time you hit a ball you get a star, and by losing 3 balls you will lose the minigame. Now the elephant graveyard scene. The enemies are hyenas and vultures and scorpions, and there are holes that lava comes out of them. The only minigame in which you play as Pumbaa. It's similar to the 16-bit game. Timon drops bugs and you can move left and right to eat the bugs, and you will lose the minigame by missing 3 bugs. Just like the first game, this level is an auto-runner. I think here you are playing as Mufasa with Simba on his back, which is a cute move, I like it. Another minigame from the 16-bit game. You play as Timon. You can move and jump, and you should collect yellow bugs and avoid red bugs. Now we reach the adult Simba section, and just like the PS1 version, the gameplay didn't change. The new enemies here are jackals, and they are one of the few enemies that take more than 1 hit to die. And they are fast, be careful with them. At the end of the level, you will fight a cheetah as a boss fight. And the boss fights are the only thing wrong with this game. You should just rapidly mash the claw attack button. Now the final battle with Scar. In this level there is a possibility to get lost, but exploring a little bit will solve the problem. Here, the cheetah is a regular enemy that you can kill by 2 claw attacks. When you reach Scar, you should push him with the claw attack until he falls down. This game actually has 1 level for the Cub Kiara section. In this game, you should save Kiara from the crocodiles as Simba, and this level is similar to the Stampede level. Now adult Kiara sections. Just like the PS1 version, you are trying to save Kiara as Simba. Enemies of this level are lionesses, and they are the strongest enemies because they take 3 hits to die. There are also boulders that can fall on you, so be careful. And now, the final battle. In the background, you can see the Pridelanders and the Outlanders fighting each other. At the end, you will fight Zira. And again, just rapidly mash the slash button to win. At the end, you will see a cool one-shot of Simba. I love the way his face is covered in shadow. Then you will see the end credits. So, what do I think about this game? It's good. Not something that you should go out of your way to play it, but if you have the opportunity, then play it. In comparison to the other Lion King games, it is better than the Game Boy version of the first game, and it definitely is better than the Game Gear version. But against the 16-bit game, well, I have to say both versions of Simba's Mighty Adventure are much easier than that game, so they are a better starting point. But with the save states and the rewind back function of the collection, the 16-bit game is much better than these games. That game is something that all retro gamers should play, and this game is something that you should play if you have already played that game and you are hungry for more. But the final question, which version of Simba's Mighty Adventure is better? I think objectively the Game Boy Color version is better because it is polished and looks good by Game Boy Color standards. But subjectively, the PS1 version is more interesting to me. Despite its ugliness, that game can be a chill and relaxing experience. The 16-bit game and the PS1 game are kind of sides of a coin. The 16-bit game is a challenging game that you will enjoy by the sense of accomplishment it gives you after the end of each level. But the PS1 game is something easy that, I don't know, at 11 PM you play it before you go to bed. At that time you are probably tired and want something easy so that you would forget the real life for a short while, so that you could have a mental rest. But this game is kind of more of the same, which is not a bad thing, but if I did the top 10 Lion King projects, this game would not make it in the list. So this game is a good game, but nothing special. Play it if you are interested, but I think the 16-bit game or the PS1 game would be a more unique experience. With that being said, next time I will talk about the Lion King 1.5 movie. So yeah, if you are interested in my opinions of that movie or any other Lion King projects that I will talk about, subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss it. Thanks for watching.